It has been 6 months now since the coronavirus pandemic struck the country and has claimed about 260 lives, with a total number of 9,343 infections. In an effort to combat the virus, the government, through the Ministry of Health, together with other stakeholders, have put in place measures to ensure that the virus is curbed. And as the saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. The escalation in the number of cases being recorded in a day has forced the government to heighten its measures by enforcing a law of mandatory masking up when in public places or risk being fined. And Lusaka's Cooperative Markets chairperson, Martin Daka, who has welcomed the move by the government, has this to say.
You see, sometimes you have to be harsh to make people do what is supposed to be done. Yes, I understand that the fee seems to be a little bit higher, but I think if people are following the guidelines, there is no need for anyone to pay $750 if he or she follows the guidelines that the government has put in place.
But the move by the government has been received with mixed feelings among members of the general public, among them bus conductors and traders at Lusaka's Mutendere market. Vista Wunda, a bus conductor, has advised members of the general public to abide by the mandatory law that has been enforced of masking up in order to avoid being fined and, above all, prevent the spread of the virus.
Abantu abafana abafuna so tunatola ifintu munseko awe twakane tufare tetwa muntu ulipira 750 nokushita vyakela kateni kwa chawashita or responsible washita vyafinika case for wakawika muri ya kuchechi mwafwala muri yangu shita ku market mwafwala fatabika kwa mani.
A Mutendere's market trader, Vale Tembo, who has complained of a government's move, says business has not been moving well during this period of the pandemic, hence making it difficult for her to find money to buy a mask.
Vena ngufutisiwa kwa njisa kugula mamax. Vakamba titilibe ndrama, tioneko ndrama ya kutitigule vakudya. Munga pa time ino ya chani, chiamine ya COVID. So boma tipempa kuti titandizireko kupeleka mamax mu markets, mu clinics.
Lately, the police have been on the ground trying to ensure everyone is abiding by the new law of mandatory masking up and nabbing all those found wanting. Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police Kakoma Kangaja has with immediate effect directed the suspension of the 750 fine and arresting of members of the general public, disregarding the new law that has recently been enforced of mandatory masking up when in public places. This follows the abuse of the provision of some police officers who are deployed on the streets to ensure the new law is abided by. And as they say, prevention is better than cure. Adhering to health guidelines is the only way to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, as there is no cure found yet. Neza Nachula, reporting for Unza Digital Media Hub